Now on CoastTV News.
Harbor help.
We've seen boats get hung up there, so I think it's important.
What the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is attempting to accomplish with a dredging project about to begin in Ocean City.
Delaware dodges deficit. How recently signed legislation deals with a $400 million budget shortfall.
Patchy fog greeting us this Thursday morning. It's a chilly, raw start, and you guessed it, clouds will dominate our forecast today, plus a chance for showers heading into the weekend.
Spreading Christmas cheer, the city of Rehoboth Beach is getting ready to put up its annual Christmas tree, and we'll tell you where this year's tree is coming from.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And we continue with our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Ackerley. It is Thursday, November 20th. And if you happen to catch the last couple minutes of our last hour, you may have heard Chris say a very jarring word.
I heard it.
The S word.
Snow.
Snow later
Maybe.
in the forecast.
Maybe.
For now, Chris is just saying that we're dealing with some clouds and some pretty intense fog that we were experiencing earlier this morning that seems to be making its way out. Good morning, Chris.
You guys are going to get me in trouble. Good morning, Grace and Matt. Yes, we had some patchy, dense fog that we're dealing with throughout the area this morning. Very isolated as we look into Salisbury. That was one of the areas we had visibility down to as low as a quarter of a mile, 38, but the visibility has improved. We're up to a mile and a quarter, so that's kind of where we're seeing the fog cross here. Further north you go, the better the conditions are. It's quite raw out there. Temperatures are in the 30s and 40s, 36 Milford, 36 Delmar. We're at 42 Bethany and 38 in Milton. Wind flow out of the north, but winds are generally calm for the most part. We have high pressure just back off to our southwest, and this high pressure system is going to continue to slide off to the east. So we wake up today with the fog, maybe some sun to start, some breaks in those clouds, but generally speaking, clouds will dominate. Showers will arrive late tomorrow through Saturday morning, and then the weekend, not all that bad. We start off on the damp side and end sunny and dry. Mostly cloudy skies throughout your day today. Will top out in the low to mid 50s with those clouds dominating through the day and into the evening. We'll talk more about the showers rolling into the weekend and how much rain we could expect to see. That full 7-day forecast in a little bit.
Okay, Chris, thank you for that. And we've been tracking the fog situation this morning. It's a patchy fog out there, but we're getting a live look now at Salisbury University. This camera really hasn't changed. This has been about the scene for the last couple of hours this morning. That's what drivers are dealing with there in that part of Wycomico County. Grace.
And here's what it looked like just moments ago east of Salisbury. You're looking at Route 113, and you can see off in the distance down the stretch of road, a little bit of fog. But as that fog moves out, it's the chill in the air that might be what gets your attention first. And it's what we're tracking this morning on Delmarva.
Let's get to our top story this hour, and we are picking up where they left off. Today in Ocean City, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers plans to bring in dredge Murden. This is a piece of equipment they'll use to clear out 5,000 cubic yards of material near the West Ocean City Harbor. Now, it was in July that Dredge Merritt did an emergency passover around this same area before the White Marlin Open began. And boaters we spoke to say this area has been a problem for years.
We've seen boats get hung up there, so I think it's important, and doing it when it's not, in season, where there's not a ton of traffic, probably makes most sense.
And the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says they plan to finish the project by November 25th, but if they can't complete the work in time, operations are pausing for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and then resuming on November 29th.
And what you just said, Matt, during that emergency dredge work in July, crews used a different type of dredge to clear the waters. According to officials, instead of dumping the sand off the coast of Assateague, the Army Corps used a dredge that shot the sand 85 feet away from the channel.
Turning now to Delaware, a bill to help dodge a projected $400 million funding gap over the next several years is now official after a signature from Governor Matt Meyer. This legislation would separate Delaware's tax code from upcoming federal changes.
Put simply, the bill would let the state phase in some tax benefits for businesses over several years instead of paying them out at all once. And Democrats say this legislation is needed to protect the state's revenue, while Republicans argue that overspending is the real issue.
Governor says the bill is critical to protecting the state's budget, and he signed it as soon as it passed the floor.
We're hopeful that in this small state of neighbors, when we come together and fight for the people, we can deliver. No matter what's going on outside our state. We will not compromise in making sure we deliver for Delawareans. We're going to make sure our budget and the work we do represents the values of the people in this state.
With House Bill 255 now signed into law, Delaware is joining 16 states that have already done something along these lines with its tax code.
All right, Matt, it's the holiday season. Well, it's Christmas time in the nation's summer capital, and today the Rehoboth Beach Christmas tree set to make its way to the bandstand.
And that is where we have our Elisa Weber. Don't know if she's going to sing for us this morning, but the city there has not had the best of luck the last few years with its Christmas tree. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. I am not going to sing. That would not be a good way to start your morning, but we're going to talk about Christmas. I know Thanksgiving is a week away. I know people are like, I'm not ready for Christmas time. We haven't had Thanksgiving, but Rehoboth is getting ready for Christmas because their annual Christmas tree that stands right here at the bandstand where we are now is going to make its way here today. And we're going to show you where that tree is right now. It is in Lewis off of Coastal Highway on Route 1. It is at the Taros Village location, which is also the Del Dot Salt Barn, and is where the Delaware State Troop 7 location used to be. And Rehoboth has not had the best record with trees. On your screen right now is the scene from last winter when the Rehoboth Beach tree blew over due to strong overnight winds. According to the city, the ring on the anchor snapped at the weld of the 30-foot tall, 5,000-pound tree. The tree was then put back up, and in 2023, the tree snapped in half during the installation. The tree was able to be salvaged, and 2/3 of it were on display, standing 25 feet tall instead of the original 40 feet. And that installation process is expected to begin this morning at 8:30, and then the tree is going to light up after Thanksgiving on November 28th. Back to you.
Thank you, Elisa Weber. She was live in Rehoboth Beach, and we're going from there to Ocean City, where they are celebrating the 33rd annual Winter Fest of Lights. Millions of twinkling lights, dozens of animated holiday displays, and a 50-foot Christmas tree will light up Northside Park. Ocean City Elementary School's OC Stars will perform. It's followed by a fireworks display, and the opening ceremony is set for 5:30 p.m.
And more celebrations. President Joe Biden, he's celebrating his birthday today. The former president is currently undergoing radiation therapy and hormone treatment for metastatic prostate cancer, which he revealed in May. Biden is the oldest person to have taken office and served as U.S. president. He was 78 years old when he took office in January of 2021.
The Maryland Department of Environment is helping people keep up with risks impacting their communities. It's hosting a webinar focused on MD EnviroScreen. The agency says that is a tool that helps identify communities impacted by pollution and other environmental risks. And this webinar takes place just a few hours from now. It's at 10 a.m.
New overnight, Governor Wes Moore has appointed longtime prosecutor Mike Farlow to the Worcester County District Court. Farlow has spent the last 7 years as a prosecutor with the Worcester County State's Attorney's Office, and before that, he ran a solo practice in Ocean Pines.
We're now taking a live look this morning at Washington, D.C. President Trump has signed the Epstein Transparency Act into law. This forces the Justice Department to release unclassified documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. Even though signed by the president, the Department of Justice will still be able to hold on to some of those documents.
Right, Matt, and NBC's Alice Barr shows us what could come next in this developing situation.
President Trump overnight announcing he has signed a long-awaited bill into law, forcing the Justice Department to release its files on the late, notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein after near unanimous approval from Congress. It's a moment many, including survivors of Epstein's abuse, have been pushing for years. But there will be exceptions to what the Justice Department turns over within 30 days from now.
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
The Attorney General can redact files to protect victims' privacy and withhold information that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. President Trump just asked the Justice Department to open probes into high-profile Democrats linked to Epstein, prompting Democratic leaders to question if those new inquiries will hinder the wider release.
No hiding, no game playing, no covering up.
Attorney General Pam Bondi noting her office has already made thousands of documents public, saying that will continue.
We have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill.
The DOJ said this summer it did not uncover evidence that warranted charges against anyone else. The Attorney General now saying new information has come forward. She didn't specify what, but it could include material from Epstein's estate, subpoenaed through a House oversight investigation that Republicans have long pointed to.
All of us were always for maximum transparency.
Lawmakers and survivors now promising to keep the pressure up to see the full release. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Back here at home, Sussex County offices will close in the afternoon of Friday, December 5th. Officials say this is for employees to participate in the annual Mildred King Luncheon. Business will end at noon, but county leaders say offices will reopen Monday, December 8th.
In Lewis, discussion and possible action as officials there prepare for America's 250th birthday. According to the agenda of the African American Heritage Commission, they could act on gathering photos and stories for the celebration. Officials also could act on organizing future programs such as Black History Month, and that commission is meeting tonight at 6.
And we're just getting started here on this hour of CoastTV News Today.
Coming up, airport parking project will tell you where officials say additional spots could go.
Also, Cambridge crosswalk construction. We'll tell you how officials say the changes will improve safety as work is expected to begin today.
But first, Hollywood meets the beach. How the Rehoboth Beach International Film Festival lights up the coast with creativity and connection, and that's next on CoastTV News Today.
Lights, camera, action. Art and theater, it continues to grow here on Delmarva, and in this week's Coastal Connections, reporter Emma Aiken shows us how the Rehoboth Beach Film Festival is growing and having a big impact on the community.
Popcorn popping. There's many things that bring people to see a movie, but this long line at the Rehoboth Beach International Film Festival was for more than just concessions. This year, thousands of people came to watch more than 100 films over the 7-day festival.
We have really put this festival on the map with everybody, and we are getting submissions growth on growth on growth. And so I have no doubt that next year we'll probably go double.
That's Lisa Black with the Rehoboth Beach Film Society, who helps make the festival happen. 2025 marked the 27th year of the festival, and Black says the number of films increases every year.
What has stayed the same is our unbelievable dedicated volunteers, our staff, and the audiences that come. They love interacting with the filmmakers and stuff like that. So that is a constant steady.
And it's called the International Film Festival for a reason, with Oscar submissions from across the globe.
We have 7: Estonia, Germany, Iceland, Uruguay, Finland, and Taiwan.
But equally celebrated are the filmmakers from the Delmarva region, like Nick Wilkinson, who's the writer, director, and producer of Death on the Brandywine.
The reaction's been fantastic. We sold out the first 2 screenings pretty much as soon as tickets went on sale. Wilkinson
says they're determined to have a stronger film presence in the first state.
We really wanted to make the film as a message. Come make films in Delaware. There's a strong potential and some great locations.
Wally Marzano-Lesnevich starred as an actor in Death on the Brandywine and says the emerging film scene is important.
They really wanted to make a film here that showcased some of the majesty, the gorgeousness, and to show that you can make movies in Delaware. You can make movies everywhere.
Audience members even had the chance to participate in Q&As with filmmakers after their showings.
It's no easy task. It's a circus, but we do it because this is humanity, right? If you didn't have this kind of interaction, and it just brings people closer together, and we really need a lot of that.
As the final credits roll, one thing is clear. The magic of the movies isn't confined to Hollywood. It's alive and thriving right here on the Delaware coast. For Coastal Connections, I'm Emma Aiken.
It is 6:19 and you're looking live at a cloudy morning in Salisbury. And Maybe a little sun for some people this morning, Chris, but the key word on that one is little.
Yeah, some of us in our southern areas may wake up to some sunshine today, but the clouds are certainly going to be dominating throughout our Thursday. We've been dealing with some patchy, dense fog. The visibility is beginning to improve, though. We were down to as low as a quarter mile in Salisbury just an hour ago, and it is quite raw out there this morning with temperatures generally in the mid to upper 30s, 36 in Milford. We're at 37 Millsboro, a little milder at the beaches. We're at 44 in Ocean City and 42 Bethany Beach. We have a northerly wind flow, relatively calm at this point. Winds should not be an issue throughout the day today as high pressure settles across the area. Pretty quiet, but the clouds are going to stick around, unfortunately. Tracking this low pressure system across the plains and the Mississippi River Valley there, that will be bringing showers into our area, but they won't arrive until Friday night through Saturday, and then we'll see another system impact the area. Looks like Tuesday night into Wednesday across Delmarva. We're at 39 in Salisbury. Temperatures are going to be rising to 47 by around 10 under mostly cloudy skies throughout the area today. We'll top out generally in the lower to mid 50s. We'll be in the clouds through the evening, and overnight we'll fall into the lower to mid 40s come Friday morning. A lot of clouds through the day tomorrow as well. A little milder. We'll be up near 60 degrees, but then there's the showers rolling in by Friday evening. In through the overnight, this is generally a light system. We're looking at upwards a quarter, maybe as much as 30/10 of an inch of rain through Saturday morning, and then by Saturday afternoon, I think we'll begin to improve. 58. Sunday, definitely the better of the day, mostly sunny skies and highs topping out in the mid to upper 50s. We begin next week on a mild note. Monday looks gorgeous, mostly sunny skies, trending milder. We'll see increasing clouds through the day Tuesday ahead of a cold front that's going to bring a round of rain Wednesday. Now that's good timing because as we get into Thanksgiving, looking partly sunny skies, dry but cooler. That's kind of a transition day before the cold air arrives. Black Friday looks cold and blustery. Then as we go into the weekend, models hinting at potentially a system impacting the East Coast, and still way too far out to get into details, but we could be seeing some rain and snow. Should this trend continue, you're going to see a bunch of snow maps on the internet, so keep that in mind. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. We're looking relatively below average as we go into the 27th through December 3rd. 60 by Monday, mostly sunny skies. We're up to 61 Tuesday, most of the day dry. Rain will arrive potentially late Tuesday night, but Wednesday is the day we're targeting for the rain with highs around 66. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. The Ocean City Police Department is offering a reward for information that leads to an arrest in a 2024 bank robbery. Police say they're looking for this man. It's described as a white male in his 50s or 60s, about 5'11", and he's accused of robbing Truist Bank in Midtown OC last October 4th. Police say he was last seen driving north on Coastal Highway, and the reward is $5,000.
A well-known Rehoboth thrift shop getting ready for a big move. The parish thrift shop says its Forgotten Mile location will close in January and relocate to Harpison in the spring of 2026. The new property on Route 9 is being renovated now and will include a donation and processing center. Meanwhile, the Rehoboth store is running big sales starting December 1st to clear out inventory ahead of the move.
Work in Cambridge will lead to some road closures this morning. Pine Street will close between Cedar Street and Dunn's Court. This is for crews to install a raised crosswalk. And once that work is done, Ray Street will also close from Cannery Way to Gay Street. The city says the new raised crosswalks are meant to improve safety by slowing traffic and making pedestrians more visible.
This will be, instead of a speed bump, this will be a raised crosswalk. So it'll make people more visible when crossing streets, and it'll be a designated area where people can walk from one side of the street to the other, obviously, and where we have parking.
And the city says drivers should expect slowdowns and detours while the work is underway, and flaggers will direct traffic. Each installation is expected to take about 4 hours.
Up next on CoastTV News today, airport parking project. We'll tell you what officials say sparked a focus on brainstorming and the future. Don't go anywhere. More parking could be on the way to the Salisbury Regional Airport. The addition of Breeze Airways has Wecompco County leaders looking to build for the future. And one of those projects that could come to fruition in the next couple of years is an additional parking lot. Airport staff say they have their sights set on this open field and say more parking will be a key part of the airport's continued growth.
Figured now's the time that we really need to look at designing an expansion, not a huge expansion, but enough so we don't run out of parking spaces here.
The project is likely to be included in the next County Council's capital improvement meeting, and this does not mean it's a done deal, but the Wicomico County Council would need to approve the funding before construction could move forward. And it's that time of year again for the Bless Our Children campaign. Every year, CoastTV works to make the holidays a little brighter for kids across Delmarva.
And the money you give goes to local charities who then buy Christmas presents. Here's how to support.
It's the time of year when we want to see our children's faces light up with joy in this season of giving.
But you know what? For many families on Delmarva, that's going to be tough to do. That's why Bless Our Children campaign raises money to help make the holidays brighter for local children.
All of the money you donate goes to nonprofit organizations right here on Delmarva, which assist families in need.
You can send your donation in a holiday card, and over the next few weeks, we'll read many of them on the air.
Every penny, every single one you give helps kids right here on Delmarva because WBOC covers all administrative costs.
We're also asking businesses to help bless our children by accepting the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000. As our thank you, we'll list your business name on the Shell Brothers Honor Roll in order of amount given in increments of $1,000.
You can donate by sending a check or money order to the address on your screen, or you can use your credit card online at blessourchildren.org.
On behalf of everyone here, thank you
for helping make the holidays brighter for children on Delmarva.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
Good Thursday morning, Delmarva. It's been a chilly, raw, and somewhat foggy start for some of us. As we take a live look in through Ocean View, temperature there 40 degrees, and we're going to see some sun to start, primarily in Ocean City and Fenwick Island, but clouds will dominate through the afternoon. 51 by around your lunchtime. Mostly cloudy skies through Lewis, 48 through your lunchtime, 49 in Rehoboth, and clouds will dominate after a few some sun in the morning, but cloudy day throughout the bay and into Crisfield with highs generally in the lower to mid 50s. Congratulations to Richard Stein, Lewis, Delaware, on winning an umbrella from CoastTV, and you can always get your latest forecast by calling our First Alert weather phone. We'll talk about some showers rolling into the picture tomorrow night through Saturday in the next half hour.
And after the break on CoastTV News today, Christmas comes to the coast. We'll tell you how the latest Delmarva community is ushering in the holiday season.
Also, a budget bill passes. It was a debate between lawmakers surrounding a bill meant to address a projected shortfall.
And coastal dredging continues when work in Ocean City is expected to be completed. CoastTV News today will return after the break.
Now on CoastTV News.
Channel cleanup. How the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is tackling its dredging project in Ocean City.
Plus, gap closing plan.
We're going to make sure our budget and the work we do represents the values of the people in this state.
What it means for Delaware businesses in the state's fix for a budget shortfall.
Patchy fog greeting us this Thursday morning. It's a chilly, raw start, and you guessed it, clouds will dominate our forecast today, plus a chance for showers heading into the weekend.
Spreading Christmas cheer, the city of Rehoboth Beach is getting ready to put up its annual Christmas tree, and we'll tell you where this year's tree is coming from.
This is CoastTV News Today.
November 20th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us today.
Time is 6:32, and we're wearing purple today, and this is actually intentional today.
That's right, Matt. Very intentional, because today, Hockey Fights Cancer, and it's hosted by Chris Mastrobono's beloved Philadelphia Flyers, and later this weekend, hosted by another team that's very popular here in Delmarva, the Capitals.
Yeah, Capitals have it Saturday.
That is then. And then we're going to turn now to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono. And Chris, your purple is extra special.
Hey there, Grace and Matt. Yes, we've got my Hockey Fights Cancer tie on here. It's a cause that runs near and dear to my heart. I lost my grandmom to cancer back in '07, so my mom and I always attend this game. Unfortunately, I won't be in attendance tonight in Philly against the Flyers and Blues. Hopefully the Flyers take care of business tonight down in South Philly. We have partly cloudy skies in Cambridge. It's been a raw start. We've seen some patchy fog across the area. We're at 39 in Cambridge. Now the visibility has improved. We were as low as a quarter quarter of a mile just about an hour and a half ago. And you can see temperatures right now generally in the 30s, 36 Harrington, 37 Millsboro, 38 Ocean Pines, but a little milder at the beaches, 44 in Rehoboth. Winds are calm. We've had partly cloudy skies overnight and expect some sun to start, but generally speaking, we're going to be dealing with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day today. Temperatures are going to generally be in the low to mid 50s. Overcast skies into Friday as we track another round of showers that will be rolling in Friday night through Saturday. So we're going to get those highs in the low to mid 50s through the day today under mostly cloudy skies. We'll talk about a roller coaster ride of temperatures next week as we head into the holiday. That's coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Chris. Taking a look outside now to check on some of those conditions. What you're looking at is Dover, and it's pretty dark out there, but the sun will be coming up anytime now. And here's what drivers are dealing with in this hour in this part of Kent County.
You know, we've been tracking these cameras because we had some fog as we've been dealing with this morning. And this is what it looked like moments ago south of Dover, Route 13 in Delmarva. Not much of a different look there as we are trying to get past the patchy fog. A lot of the back roads have that we've been tracking in other areas on Delmarva.
And now to our top story at this half hour, picking up where they left off. Happening today, the Corps of Engineers plans to bring in dredge Murden. That's a piece of equipment they'll use to clear out 5,000 cubic yards of material near the West Ocean City Harbor. In July, dredge Merritt did an emergency pass over around this same area. That was just before the White Marlin Open began. The U.S. Corps of Engineers says they plan to finish this project by November 25th.
In that emergency work that occurred in the summer that was in July, the crews used a different type of dredge to clear the waters. According to officials, instead of dumping the sand off of the coast of Assateague, the Army Corps used a dredge that shot the sand 85 feet away from the channel.
A bill to help dodge a projected $400 million funding gap over the next several years is now official after signature from Delaware Governor Matt Meyer. The legislation would separate Delaware's tax code from upcoming federal changes.
Put simply, the bill will let the state phase in some tax benefits for businesses over several years instead of paying them out all at once. And Democrats say this legislation is needed to protect the state's revenue, while Republicans argue that overspending is the real issue.
And the governor says the bill is critical to protecting the state's budget and signed it as soon as it passed the floor, with House Bill 255 now signed into law. Delaware is joining 16 states have already done so.
It is Christmas time in the nation's summer capital. Today, the Rehoboth Beach Christmas tree is set to make its way to the bandstand.
Very exciting news, Matt. And CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Rehoboth Beach. And Elisa, the city has not had the best of luck in the last few years with that Christmas tree.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. I know Thanksgiving is a week away, but we need to talk about Christmas because the Rehoboth Beach Christmas tree is going to come here to the bandstand today. That is where we are standing right now. It's empty here. Been a couple of hours. There is going to be a big Christmas tree here. We're going to show you where that tree currently is right now. It's located on Route 1 at the Del Dot Salt Barn and Taros Village. And Rehoboth Beach has not had the best track record with its Christmas trees. On your screen is the scene from last winter when the Rehoboth Beach tree blew over due to strong overnight winds. According to the city, the ring on the anchor snapped at the weld of the 30-foot tall, 5,000-pound tree. That tree was then put back up, and in 2023, the tree snapped in half during installation. The tree was able to be salvaged. 2/3 of it were on display, standing 25 feet tall instead of the original 40 feet. And around 8:30 this morning is when that installation process is expected to begin. But don't worry, the tree is not going to be lit up till after Thanksgiving on November 28th. Back to you.
Lisa Weber live in Rehoboth Beach. Thank you for that. So we go from there to Ocean City, and they are celebrating the 33rd annual Winterfest of Lights. Millions of twinkling lights, dozens of animated holiday displays, and they have a 50-foot Christmas tree that's lighting up Northside Park. The Ocean City Elementary School's OC Stars will perform. That's followed by a fireworks display, and this opening ceremony is at 5:30 p.m.
The Maryland Department of Environment is helping people keep up with risks impacting their communities. It will host a free webinar focused on MD EnviroScreen, and the agency says that's a tool that helps identify communities impacted by pollution and other environmental risks. The webinar takes place in just a few hours at 10 a.m. We're now taking a live look into Washington, D.C., and you may recall the president firing the head of Bureau of Labor Statistics due to dismal summer job numbers. The August report shows little growth then as well.
And the next 2 months of data are missing due to the government shutdown. Amy Kiley shows us new information and how it affects your wallet.
This is going to be really key.
Economic reports coming out today could influence the Federal Reserve's next rate decision. They contain data on home sales, mortgage rates, and the belated September jobs numbers. That last one is crucial to the Fed's dual mandate. It's charged with maximizing employment while controlling inflation.
As this chart shows, we've seen just this dramatic slowdown in job growth in the U.S. economy.
The Fed uses economic data to decide what to do with interest rates, but it's missing information due to the government shutdown.
This report is going to go a long way into shaping all of those concerns about the U.S. economy and questions about what the Federal Reserve is going to do next.
It seems even before this new data, some Fed officials were leaning toward holding rates steady next month. That's according to newly released minutes from their October meeting. Rates already are down after 2 cuts earlier this year. Now futures show investors don't predict a third. That's despite President Donald Trump's attempt to pressure the Fed into slashing rates. That would lower the cost of borrowing money. But many economists say his tariffs are inflationary. They warn cutting rates too soon could raise prices for Americans.
We have inflation. Do you want to be cutting rates into a record housing and asset environment?
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Senate received the House-passed bill to compel the release of the Epstein files on Wednesday morning, and Wednesday night, President Trump signed that bill into law. The measure requires Attorney General Pam Bondi to release all unclassified records tied to Epstein within 30 days, and Bondi is allowed to withhold or redact information if releasing it would jeopardize an ongoing federal investigation.
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
The Attorney General noting her office has already made thousands of documents public and will continue to do so.
And we have a lot more news in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, a different type of tree lighting. We'll show you how one popular Delmarva restaurant celebrated the start of the Christmas season.
Also, streaking Smyrna. The Eagles are carrying the Henlopen Conference banner into this Friday's playoff game as they face the last team to defeat them this season.
And Bay Health Blood Drive. We'll tell you when health officials are set to host the opportunity and how people can register. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Good Thursday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look in through Laurel. Cloudy skies there, the fog beginning to dissipate there. Laurel coming in at 40 degrees, so temperatures have been rather on the milder side for the most part. We saw visibility down to about a quarter of a mile there in Salisbury just an hour and a half ago, but visibility is beginning to improve. We're at 35 in Redden, 38 Seaford, 37 in Long Neck. Winds are calm out of the north. High pressure is going to keep us relatively dry despite the mostly cloudy skies we're going to see throughout the day today. We'll get those highs generally in the lower to mid 50s through lowest 53 in Rehoboth, 54 Chincoteague under those mostly cloudy skies. We'll talk more about some rain rolling in tomorrow night into the start of the weekend, not a complete washout of a weekend,